Hi everyone, Dani here. Welcome to Spenelli Speaks. Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I have got an itch that needed to be scratched and have decided to unhaul a ton of books. There's this thing called nesting that happens towards the end of your pregnancy, and I'm not quite sure if that is what is happening, but I was in my book room the other day looking at my shelves and I was just itching to get rid of a ton of books. Read, unread, all of it. Not necessarily just because I'm wanting more room for new books, but because I'm looking at the same books over and over again and they're not getting read. So why should I keep them? So if you're new here, make sure you stick around, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and comment below. Have you read any of these books? Should I keep some of them? Am I giving them away too quickly? If you've been here before, you know my reading style. You know what I like and dislike. Again, are there any books here that you're like, whoa, Dani, you're gonna want to read that one? So let me know in the comments. Before we get into the books that I am unhauling, I did also make my stepdaughter go through all of her books because she wasn't really like taking care of them, I guess you could say. She's just kind of like stacking them in a bunch of piles. And for her, like, I don't feel like she is as attached to books as I am. She likes to read, but she also doesn't really care about books like I do. So she was doing some spring cleaning in her room and I told her, you need to go through all your books and keep the ones that you really enjoy, keep the ones that you want to keep. But if there are any books that you don't want, put them in a pile, in a box, and I will go through them. So let's take a look at those books first. Okay, so we're in a different location because I have all of her unhaul books out in our what we call 3 seasons room. So we have some gardening stuff here, some kitchen stuff over here, a whole lot of junk over here that you're not gonna see, but let's get through these books real quick. So some of these I am going to actually keep, but I'll show you what she unhauled and what I'm actually going to keep. So we have 2 books here. It's The Land of the Elyon, I don't know, but it's The Dark Hills Divide and Beyond the Valley of Thorns. And quite honestly, these books just look really good. So I think they're like middle grade. I'm going to keep them because I have other kiddos in the house that'll grow into books and they may like them as well. A lot of these books I have actually purchased for her over the years, some of which I know for a fact she has not even read. But I haven't read a lot of books that I'm unhauling, so whatever. I'm keeping this one because I'm pretty sure I bought this and said, here, why don't you read this first and then I'll read it. She never read this book. And that's the Mysterious Benedict Society. I love this cover. I'm pretty sure there's a couple more in the series. So yeah, I'm keeping that. Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be an unhaul. I get it. The Alchemist. This is The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. I'm pretty sure I also have this book upstairs. So we're going to unhaul it. I'm going to first check if it's upstairs because otherwise I'm going to keep it, but I'm unhauling it. Yes, I knew it was a series. So here's The Mysterious Benedict Society and The Perilous Journey. So yeah, I'm going to keep that. Okay, so y'all know, if you follow my channel, I have read this book. I listened to it on audio. It looks like she had book 1 and she didn't even like it. So that's definitely getting an unhaul. I don't know who gave her this book. I definitely didn't. This is not her cup of tea. I would be surprised if she even read this. So this is called 12 Finally. Unhaul. Will Grayson. This is a John Green and David Levithan book. I've heard good things, but again, I'm not really into young adult right now. I can't say if she read this or not because it seems like her cup of tea, but if she was gifted it by someone that she doesn't like, namely me, she probably wouldn't have read it. We have The First in the Artemis Fowl. I do have this book. I have it in a different cover, and I'm going to keep the one that I have because I have the second one that matches it as well. So that will unhaul. How to Disappear Completely and Never Be Found. I don't know. It's a middle grade. The Juvie 3 looks like she got that far into it. Not her thing, I guess, which is perfectly fine. Ranger's Apprentice. Again, it looks like she uses tissues for bookmarks, so that's pretty cool, but it looks like she probably got to the end of this one. Not something I need to keep, so we're going to unhaul that as well. Now this one's super cute, and I feel like this is maybe popular, but Cornelia, Somerset Sisters, Audacious Escapades of the Somerset Sisters. It looks like, yeah, she uses like random little things. She didn't get very far, 52 pages, so unhaul. Inside the Shadow City by Kiki Strike. It looks like it's part of a series. Unhaul. Oh, this is sad. She's getting rid of her 39 clues. So we have book 1 and book 6. I remember we used to pick these up from the library a lot. I don't know if maybe I should keep these. Oh no, this isn't book 6. Oh, 6 new cards. This is book 2. Maybe I should keep these for my kiddos in case they like this kind of thing, because I know these are super popular. So we're going to go ahead and keep those ones. Gordon Corman, I'm really surprised that she got rid of this as well, because I actually have the first of this series that we actually met Gordon Corman, and we have a signed copy. So since I have the first one, I might just keep this for the second one for some other kiddos. Looks like Andy Unstoppable. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a Christian book series. I know her grandma gave her a lot of books. So I've heard things about this. So this is Maybird and the Ever After. I might keep this because I feel like this is a good series, but let me know in the comments. Wow, I'm surprised she's getting rid of all of the Maze Runner books. I might have to keep those. This is book 2. I know she has all of them. Here we have Firestar. I'm pretty sure I have the first one in this, but in hardcover. So I might have to keep this. Oh, here we go. Beautiful Creatures. I'm pretty sure that I've bought her the second one like 3 times. So, but this might be a book that some other kiddos might like in my house. So I might have to keep that too. I feel like this is half unhaul, like half haul for me. Oh, yep. Here's Maze Runner. So we're going to keep that. The Dynasters by P.C. Cast and Kristen Cast. I remember I used to read a lot of young adult literature. This book is extremely heavy. Like, holy moly. It's like, the paper in here is like, yeah, I don't know. We're going to unhaul that one. Doesn't look like a cup of tea. We have The Princess Academy by Shannon Hale. We're going to get rid of that one. Here's a Maze Runner book. So we'll keep this, although it is kind of, we'll see if we can get a better one over the years. We have The Never Girls. Oh, it's 2 books in 1. That's kind of cool. We can unhaul that. I love when I see things that I've bought for her and she hasn't used a single page of it. So this is an Usborne book. I think it's now called Paper Pie Company, but this is Write and Draw Your Own Comics. She was really into that for a while. But again, when you get something from a certain person, yeah, she hasn't touched this at all. So I'm gonna keep this for some other kiddos that might appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry, but this isn't going anywhere. The Unofficial Guide to Crafting World of Harry Potter. I'm sorry. I love crafts, and this is not leaving my house. Oh, okay, so we have Ice Fire, so we'll keep that one. I'm surprised she's getting rid of this. She loved these books. So I think this is the second one. The first one is The Princess Plot, and then this one is The Princess Trap. But you know, now she's like 16, so like the word princess is like a buzzword. So then we have Gamer Girl. So this looks, I think, oh, no, not a comic, but something I assume she read because it's totally up her street. I'm pretty sure I gave her this book to read, but it's actually my book, so that's going back to my shelf. Let's see here. Slayers, Friends and Traders. Some of these books I know I got from like the dollar store, so I'm not really concerned about unhauling them. Poltergeist. I know she got this from a library book sale. Who knows if she read it. Oh yeah, here's Beautiful Creatures. But the second one, which I know I've bought her a couple of times, but we're gonna go ahead and keep that for other children. The Books of Umber. I don't know, looks interesting, but we're gonna unhaul it. And ooh, Back to the Divide. Look at how cool that book is. Oh, that is creepy. So like opens up like that and then like that's the book. That's kind of cool, but not cool enough for me to keep. I don't know, that's kind of creepy. That's creeping me out a little bit. Let's see here. Infinity. And let's see here. The Wizards of Once. I don't know if this is like, oh, from the author of How to Train Your Dragon. She loved How to Train Your Dragon. I wonder if she actually read this. Who knows? It's hard to tell. Let's see here. Oh, here's another one of those dragon books. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. Oh, yep. Here's Princess Plot. Well, good for her for unhauling. Then we have Mirage. Again, I'm pretty sure I got this from the dollar store, so not too concerned. And then I'm gonna keep this. This is The Fire Within. And then, so it looks like, I know she has not read this series at all because I recently asked her about it and she said no, but I know I went to the store with her and bought her the whole Divergent series. So not like Target or anything, like we went to like the thrift store and we found the whole series. So we have the first one, Divergent. I don't know if this is the second one or not. Allegiant, Insurgent, and 4. I did not like the series, so I'm not going to be keeping that. But I know for sure that she didn't read it. So that sucks when you go together and they say they want something and then they don't read it. But for all of you stepmothers out there, you know how that goes. So anywho, it looks like I'm keeping a good pile here, but I'm also getting rid of a good pile. But if there are any that you notice that I said I was unhauling and you think they would be good books to keep for other children in the house, because obviously I have no problem keeping books in the house, just let me know. And I will pull those out and keep them. Other than that, you'll probably hear me say this again later in the video, but these books will either go to a good home of someone that I know wants these books. Otherwise, these are like perfect for little free libraries. So I'll be dropping those off there. But let's go ahead and get back to my pile. Okay, so now back to my books. So similar to what I had my stepdaughter do, I went through and I was like, am I gonna read these? Why am I keeping these? How long have they been on my shelf? That kind of thing. And at first, I wasn't really getting rid of a lot. And then all of a sudden, once I started pulling books, it was a lot. So some of these books I have read, some of them I have not. So again, in the comments, if there's any books that you see, definitely let me know, like, you should probably read that. And some of these books I am a little bit hesitant on, and I'll let you know along the way. And some of them I am going to like do the read a chapter and see if maybe if I read a little bit of it is it gonna hook me? And then therefore I'll keep it. So these really aren't in any particular order, so let's just jump right into it. This first book has been on my shelf for probably 20 years. I don't know why I bought it, but it's Neal Stephenson's Quicksilver. It's volume 1 of the Baroque cycle. I'm really hesitant on this one because it sounds like it would be something right up my street, and yet I know I've tried to start it numerous times, and I mean, the writing here is so little. So I may try again. I may try like 50 pages, and if it doesn't work out in those 50 pages, I'm going to unhaul it. I mean, it's a long book. It's over 900 pages, so I don't want to keep it if I'm not going to read it. Let me know in the comments if you have read this, because this is one I'm really hesitant on. Then I picked this one up basically because it's based in Wisconsin, which is where I live. But the more I keep looking at it, the more I wonder if I'm ever actually going to read it. And that is The Story of Edgar Sawtelle, and it's by David Warblesky. It's an Oprah pick, which doesn't really mean anything to me. I don't really take any of that seriously, but I don't know. This one's another one I'm hesitant on because I do like to read books that are based in Wisconsin, but I just don't know. Again, it's a big book, and I'm like, am I ever going to actually read this? So let me know in the comments again. Is this something that I should keep and definitely read? I think what I'm going to do, again, just like Quicksilver, is I will read 50 pages, and if it's not hitting it, I'm going to unhaul both of these. Okay. So some that I'm probably just going to regular just unhaul. And a lot of these books either I got for really cheap or I got them gifted to me or something like that. So this one is In the Land of Second Chances. I've never heard of it before and not really all that interested. So unhaul. I have read this one. I read this with my book club with DoubleBookedCo. This is Snow Falling on Cedars by David Guterson. I mean, it was an okay book, but not something that I really want to keep. Then I'm pretty sure I may have been gifted this. I'm not sure. But Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, I think I'm kind of like past this young adult genre. I know it's very popular, and I feel like this has been banned or something. But I don't know that I'm into this. So I'm going to go ahead and unhaul it. Let me know if I should keep it and read it. Then we have Terry McMillan's Who Asked You. I'm not really big into, I think this is a romance book. I'm not really big into romances. This is taking up a lot of room on my shelf. I love the cover. I mean, it's very bright and bold, but I'm just really not into this. Same with Marian Key's Sushi for Beginners. A long while back, like maybe a year ago, I did try a chapter of this, and I thought it sounded okay, but like literally just went right back on my shelf, and I'm like, I'm never gonna read it. So that's gonna go too. Same thing with Enlightenment for Idiots. I think it's a romance novel. Same with the sushi book. I tried a chapter, thought it sounded okay, and then it literally went right back on my shelf and did nothing. So it must have been not that great. So it's gone. Then, for many of you who know me, I'm not a cat person. I don't hate cats. I just dislike them a lot. Cats really like me, which is nice, but I'm just not a cat person. I don't mind them, like when I'm at friends' houses that have cats. I'm not rude or anything. They like to be all over me because, you know, cats, they always like to be around people that don't like them. But anywho, that's pointless conversation. But I was gifted all of these, The Cat Who Did Something, whatever. They're like cozy mysteries, I think, and they've been sitting on my shelf. And I'm like, why am I keeping these books? So I have like these two, and you'll see a couple more, but I'm going to gift these to someone else that I know actually likes these books. So they're going to go to a good home, just not mine. This is another book that I have read. Actually, I think I DNF'd like pretty far in, like over halfway through. I was just like done with it. I didn't want to read anymore. I read it with DoubleBookedCo book club, but this is Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. Just not my cup of tea. I really just, it wasn't doing anything for me. So I'm going to go ahead and gift that on to someone else. Same with Glass Castle. Read this with DoubleBookedCo book club. I absolutely hated the story. Obviously it's nonfiction, so how can you really judge a book that's nonfiction? But I just didn't like how the author was basically just justifying everything that their parents did, which was horrible. So that's going to. This is one I'm going to try a chapter. So this one is called The Heroines, and it sounds like it's something I would like. I don't know how I got this book. It must have just been gifted to me. Sometimes I just get like people that know me, they'll just give me boxes of books sometimes, and this one must have been in there, but I have not read it yet. And it's been on my shelf for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and try a chapter and see if I like it. Let me know if you've read this one because I'm very interested in it. I just haven't brought myself to read it. So let me know. Again, like those free books that I get. So In a Perfect World, it doesn't look intriguing to me. I don't really want to spend time trying to figure out if I want to read it or not. So that's gone. The Evolution of Jane. I have no idea. Don't care. Like, can't be moved to even look into these books. It's weird, I know. I can't help it. Another DoubleBookedCo book club book, The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. I did not like this book. It was super boring. I had to listen to it on audio because I couldn't even bring myself to read it physically. I've heard so many good things about this author. I think this one just didn't sit with me well, so it's gone. I have no idea. I have no idea how I get this book. It's a library book. Probably at a library book sale. It's from my hometown library, so it must have been a book sale. I'm not interested. I'm like savage when it comes to unhauling books. So we have another cat book. So The Cat Who Blew the Whistle and The Cat Who Sang for the Birds. Now I'm going to laugh really hard if this has nothing to do with a cat. But just because it has cat in the title, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. And the thing is they're in perfect condition. There's nothing wrong with these books. But that is no reason to keep a book. Oh, okay, so I'm going to try this one too. I really do like retellings. This one is a young adult, and it's called Beast. And obviously it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm over young adult. So I'm going to try a chapter, see if I like it. Otherwise, it's gone. I read this a couple years back, Bringing Down the Duke. It was fine. It was fine, but why keep it? Boom. Night Circus. This is an amazing book. I absolutely love this book. I just have 2 copies. Why? I don't know. So, gonna get rid of one of them. I did not like this book. The Mistress of Spices. This was such a weird book. It really reminds me of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, his style. And I didn't like his books either. It's so bad. I don't like it, so I'm going to give it away. Ooh, I feel like I didn't like many of DoubleBookedCo's book club books because here's Atonement, one of the first books we read in our book club, and I didn't like this book. Essex Serpent. Isn't this a gorgeous cover? I was so excited when I hauled this book, and I read it with a phenomenal group of ladies, and half of us loved the book, and the other half did not like it. You can guess which half I'm in. So I don't think I'm going to keep it around. So we're going to go ahead and unhaul that. Sorry. These next books, I don't know what happened here. Well, I know what happened. So I bought this book for my stepdaughter, and turns out, yeah, I had already bought it for her. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to somebody else. I did the same thing to my husband. I bought this for him for Christmas one year, and then the next Christmas I bought it for him again because I didn't realize that I had already bought it for him. So, what a waste. And I don't know, again, how did I get this book? It looks like it's from my hometown library, so it must have been a book sale, but I've never read Jojo Moyes, and I don't even think this is the first book, so gone. Goodbye. Ta-ta. I know, I'm kind of vicious when it comes to unhauling, but I have to be that way, otherwise I will keep them on my shelves forever. Another cat book. So I had every intention of reading these books. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and The Girl Who Played with Fire, because we know that they're phenomenal. They're great books. But I just don't feel like they're for me. I got them for only 99 cents each, so I don't feel bad about unhauling them. But I've seen the movie, the original, like, Swedish, I think it's Swedish version, and it's so incredibly dark and a lot of content in there I don't like just as a person, so I don't want to read about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just unhaul those. Another DoubleBookedCo book club book. I feel like there's a trend here. Anywho, In a Dark Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. This was not a bad book. It was pretty decent. But just not a book that I feel like I need to keep. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a good story. Very interesting. I like the way it was written. But just not something I want to keep. This is a book that is based in Wisconsin. And it's not the first book, it's the second book. I listened to the first one on audio and it's okay. But I don't think I really need to keep it. And I haven't read this one, but I'm not really interested in reading it either. And if I really wanted to, I could just listen to it on audio because I can get those for free. So I'm gonna go ahead and unhaul it. I feel bad about that one. Okay, moving on. Anne Rice, Pandora. I've had this book for probably 15 years. I've never read it. I still have Interview with the Vampire, which I DNF'd at like page 100 because I just couldn't take it. It was just a lot of very descriptive language and on and on and on. I'm not going to unhaul that one because I feel like it's an iconic book and I will want to read it one day, but I don't think I'm going to move on to any of her other books. So I'm going to go and unhaul that. I was so happy when I found this book. This is the first in the Game of Thrones series by George R.R. Martin. And let's be frank, I'm never going to read this book. Now, these books have literally been sitting on my shelves for 20 years. The first three in the Laurel K. Hamilton, Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series. I was really into the comic book series, the comics, which are really great. I really love those. I'm not unhauling those. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll get the novel because, oh, it'll be so great. And I haven't touched them. In 20 years, I have not opened them. You can see, they have not been touched. So why keep them? I'm never going to read them. I'm over my vampire phase, okay? Though I am keeping my Twilight series. Seriously, another cat book. Okay, so this one my mom gifted me probably 15 years ago, and it's The Burglar Who Liked to Quote Kipling. I have tried to start this book numerous times, though maybe because I'm older and wiser and more mature, maybe I'll get through it this time. Again, I'm gonna try 50 pages. If I don't like it, it's gone. Oh, another one of those Laurel Hampton books. The Left Hand of Darkness, Ursula K. Le Guin. This did not sit with me well. I did not like this book. It was too transcendent for me. There are so many people that love this book, and just it opens so many ideas and questions and just so much. And yet it was so hard to get through. So I'm going to go ahead and unhaul this. However, if I find her Earthsea trilogy, I will be getting that because I remember reading that when I was younger and I really, really enjoyed it. So, and the last book that I have here, I recently finished reading. Finally, it took me over like a year to read. That's Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I wouldn't say this is a bad book, but I really don't see any reason for keeping this because I don't intend on reading any more. And why keep it? I mean, I feel like, should I just keep it because it's, no, why? Why keep it? Why keep it? Okay, we gotta just put it in the box. We gotta just put it in the box and move on. Okay, so you might ask yourself, Dani, what are you gonna do with all these books? Because, I mean, that was quite a haul. I have a whole Costco-sized diaper box full of books now. And like I said, there are a few that I'm going to be gifting to a few people that I know would really like these books. And then some I will be putting into my inventory for DoubleBookedCo. As we sell used books, we also do mystery bags and stuff like that. So I'll just put them in the inventory. And then the rest will go into my unhaul bag that I keep in my car for little free libraries. So just sharing the wealth. I don't typically sell books like I sell books on DoubleBookedCo, but I don't sell books like to half price or anything like that because I just feel like they kind of rip you off, and I would rather put it in a little free library and gift it to somebody else. So anywho, that's that. So let me know between my stepdaughter's unhaul and my unhaul, what books should we maybe keep and try a chapter? Or, yeah, if there's any that you're like, stop, you need to read the whole book. But yeah, until next time, I hope you're reading something great or unhauling something awful. But, you know, take care, stay safe, and as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.